So after a very disappointing defeat away against Bayer Leverkusen, we travelled to Italy to take on Roma for our final Champions League game. I was at fault for not getting a point for Bayern Munich in the game against Leverkusen after missing a sitter in stoppage time that would have given us a draw. As we take on Roma, as you can see, we've already guaranteed a place in the Champions League knockout stage, but after returning from injury, I need to show Guardiola I'm still just as good as before and I won't be getting dropped, because I know that even though there aren't many good attacking midfielders in this team, more bad performances and the manager won't hesitate in putting me on the sidelines. Alright, so we're underway for the final Champions League group stage game. I really don't need to play in this one. We've already qualified, we've already topped the group. I think that it would have been better to give me a rest until the weekend. But either way, Guardiola's picked me, so I've got to perform. And the first chance could come as we get on the break here. I think one of the best things I look with Bayern is that we're able to go on the counter-attack so much. Like, even though there may be little pace through the middle of the park, when out wide there are loads of players that have pace. And that's a great through ball into Robben, who should have made it 1-0 in the 3rd minute. Nice little ball inside by me there. Did pick out one of the guys that does have the pace, but he couldn't hit the target, and it goes wide. Yeah, Alaba right there, thank you. Easy. I'll play that through the middle towards Thiago. He's got some space to turn. Inside to Paulinho. Picks out Baluli. And Baluli on the turn gives it to me. I'll try and play it through towards Paulinho, who shoots. Snatched at the shot. Harmlessly wide the post. Oh, wow, giving it straight to Doumbia. That was a terrible, terrible offload. Tried to give it back to Badstuber. Got nowhere near enough power on the ball, and I've surrendered possession. So whenever I do that, I've always got to get back and try and help the team. Make sure the opposition can't create a chance from my mistake, as Florenzi's on the ball. Back towards Dodo. And I think Florenzi could keep that on there, and does. And he'll chip the ball into the centre. Headed down by Benatia. And Pjanic is going to turn it in and make it 1-0 to Roma. And the home side take the lead. Of course, this game doesn't mean that much. We've already guaranteed a place in the knockout stages, top of the group, but you know, we just lost to Bayer Leverkusen, and it was my mistake in that game which would have equalised later on. I missed an absolute sitter, and I gave the ball away this time, allowed Roma to come forward, and Neuer couldn't keep it out. It wasn't the best of headers by Pjanic, going the wrong way, but Neuer couldn't react on time, couldn't get there. It's not his fault though, it's my fault. I surrendered possession, and Roma got up the other end and score from it. Roma 1, Bayern Munich 0, and I've returned from injury, and I'm not looking like my usual self. Pjanic for Roma, out wide is Torresidis, and he'll try and take it around Alaba, and he's beaten him. 2 Bayern players getting in the way of one another. Gervinho back towards Pjanic, and that's my ball right there, read that. And now we can go down the left-hand side and break. So I've got more pace than Pjanic, I know this, and I've got loads of room as well, because Torresidis is also out of position. Nainggolan shuts me down, but I'll beat him with a Berber spin. Play it inside towards Baluli, really good chance here. Picks out Paulinho on the edge of the area. Good save by Jan Sommer, and Torresidis will get the ball away, and Roma clear. And now Pjanic on the ball for Roma, and still Pjanic. Plays that wide towards Doumbia. He's got a man who's supporting Florenzi down the left-hand side. Lahm shuts him down, and still Florenzi. Back to Dodo, and now back to Florenzi. And Florenzi inside towards Nainggolan, who's turned me. Plays it inside towards De Rossi. De Rossi towards the edge of the area. Pjanic on the ball. Didn't want to lunge in there and give away a penalty. Still Pjanic finds his man Doumbia. Good save by Neuer, but the rebound hits the post, and Badstuber gets the ball off the line. Not sure who that was going in for the rebound there, but it hits the woodwork, and we escape. We almost go 2-0 down for the 2nd time in 2 games in the first half, but thankfully still just 1-0. As Robben's on the ball. And Robben needs some support, and in the end just gives it straight back to Roma, and Pjanic will clear. Nice little dummy there, and I'll quickly roulette round De Rossi. Still on the ball, play it through towards Baluli, and Baluli's got me back in support if he wants. He'll give it to Paulinho in space here. He comes back to Baluli instead. Great save by Jan Sommer, and I'll try and win a corner for us, and I have. I've shielded out of play. And Sommer again with another great save. Really good first half for the Roma goalkeeper. He's been busy, but he's been up to every single task, and it is still 1-0. And Robbins' corner finds Thiago, who shoots, and it's just wide of the post and behind. We've had chances in this first half. We've had quite a few of them, but just been unable to beat the goalkeeper. That's a great ball by Nainggolan through towards Rossi. He's turned Badstuber, forced backwards towards Nainggolan. Roma keep hold of the ball. Gervinho finding Pjanic, who goes for goal from range and hits the bar. And goes behind for a goal kick. Didn't know there was any danger there to our goal, but Pjanic takes it on from range and hits the top of the bar, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Still 1-0 as Roma go for a second. Free kick to Roma. Torres to take it. Going to launch it into the box where Quintero is waiting. Headed away by Alaba. I'll try and flick it on. Oh, wow. I'm giving it straight to De Rossi, but I am going to win it back, though. Not going to allow another chance for Roma coming from my mistake here. So I'm going to play this ball out wide towards Kurt. Sorry, not Kurt. That's Wyrach. Is how you pronounce that. Down the left-hand side. I'm going to ask for the through ball. He'll give it to me. Quick little fake shot to turn and try and cross the ball in. Strootman blocks it. I've still got the ball. I've turned a couple of Roma players. I've got myself inside. Going to offload it in the centre towards Robben. And Iron Robben scores. And with just under 7 minutes to go, we equalise here and make it Roma 1, Bayern 1. Got a little bit lucky there as I tried to cross it. It came back to me. Cut myself inside. Could have gone for goal, but with no confidence, I'd rather trust a teammate. Give it to Iron Robben. And with that left foot, the Dutchman rifles it past Jan Sommer and equalises for Bayern. So, yes, the game, of course, doesn't mean too much for us. We know we're going through. We know we're finishing top. But we don't want 2 defeats in a row. And thankfully, with Robben's goal, we may not have that. 1-1 with just over 6 minutes to play. And there is the final whistle here at the Stadio Olimpico. Roma 1, Bayern 1 is the final score. You know, a good game. A lot of chances, a lot of action. I will take the blame for the goal we conceded because I was the one that gave possession away. But I did get the assist for Robben's late equaliser, so there is that to sort of cancel it out a little bit. To be honest, I thought I actually played all right, you know, despite the mistake for the goal and despite that hilarious giant throw-in, which I don't know if I'll show or not, but, you know, we didn't see me have a really bad game. I did set up a couple of good chances for the team and, of course, the assist as well, but I just feel as though, you know, misplacing those 3 passes and one of those being the one that led to the goal, you know, I can't be too satisfied with that. A 7.0 is probably fair, but again, I know I could play a lot better, and there you go. As you can see here, the stats were, you know, a little bit in our favour, but I think a draw probably was the fair result overall. Maybe we could have nicked a winner from somewhere, but I'm not going to be dissatisfied with a draw. Of course, as we knew, we were already going through to the Champions League knockout stages. We were already guaranteed to finish top of the table anyway, so not really a big deal whether we lost one or draw that game. But either way, at least we don't have 2 defeats in a row. That's quite important, I suppose. And there you go. So let's go ahead and see the final Champions League group table just before we go ahead and end this this part of the live commentary of this episode, and we'll see the final group table, and that will end it. So unless it takes ages, there we go. So actually we're into the round of 16 now. So let's look at the draw we've got. Who are we facing? We're facing Spurs in the round of 16. So we're taking on Spurs in that round of 16. Pochettino's side over 2 legs. That'll be an interesting tie and confirmation of our final group table. So we were guaranteed to be going through to the Champions League knockout stages, top of our group, but thankfully we didn't lose for our 2nd game in a row. We'd only lost 1 game prior to that game against Roma. 2 defeats in a row for our first 2 defeats of the season wouldn't really have been too good. But after that, the manager did decide to sit me out of the game against Hamburg, and also this game against Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga. The Roma game wasn't too important. I would have preferred to have played in these Bundesliga games, but maybe Guardiola doesn't trust me as much. Another poor performance, or at least a subpar one. I did get the assist for our goal, but regardless, still not back to my usual self just yet, and the manager does pick me for this game against Stuttgart in the German Cup. Cup games aren't exactly the games I want to play in. I want to play in the league, I want to cement my place in the first team for Bayern Munich. Playing in these games, yes, of course, I'm glad to be making the appearances and trying to do my bit for the team, but they're not exactly the first team duties that I really want to be performing in. Regardless, taking on Stuttgart here away from home in the German Cup round of 16, it's another competition, it's another trophy we want to win, and another game which we need to win. Robben to me, and I'll play it inside towards Schweinsteiger, offloads it towards Ribéry, and it's a great save by the goalkeeper, and the header is turned in the centre, and we take the lead with just over 5 minutes of the first half remaining. The first shot was well saved, but the header was turned in the centre by the guy whose name I just can't pronounce for the life of me, but a really routine goal for us there, because Stuttgart have been down to 10 men for the last few minutes. One of their players got injured. You might just be about to see him off the pitch there, but he was off the pitch injured. Because of that, he didn't kick the ball out. We played on, and we get ourselves the opening goal of the game here away in Stuttgart as well. So Stuttgart 0, Bayern 1. Not really involved in the play too much, but at least we get the opening goal of the game. That's the most important thing. We take the lead, and it's 1-0. It's a good ball through by Kreuzer, and Neuer comes for it and gets nowhere near it, and Timo Werner heads it past him and makes it Stuttgart 1, Bayern 1. Nice little ball through the middle. Don't know where the centre-backs were. They just completely left Timo Werner, who ran through. Neuer comes out and hesitates, and Werner lifts it over the goalkeeper and makes it Stuttgart 1, Bayern 1. So a nice ball through, don't get me wrong, but you can't just allow a player of Werner's pace to just run through. Where is Dante going? I do not know. And Werner must not have believed how much space he had there. Just to lift it over Neuer, who hesitates, and nodded into the back of the net. Stuttgart 1, Bayern 1, and with their first chance of the game, they're back on level terms. Sakai launches it long into the centre. Benatia heads it clear. Schweinsteiger through to his teammate. And there's a great chance here on the break kick because Stuttgart pushed loads of bodies forward. And Dante is running forward here, one-on-one. And it's saved by the goalkeeper and turned behind for a corner. What is Dante doing? He's playing like a centre forward right now. It's a great save by the goalkeeper though. And he turns behind for a corner. And in goes the corner from Manala over my head and cleared. Is Harnik for Stuttgart. Tries to cross it. Lahm will block it, and I'll take it. I'll try and play it back to Philippe Lahm. Don't want to give the ball away there. As Lahm will poke it through towards Minala. Out wide towards his teammate here, David Alaba. And a possible chance to win it later on his stoppage time. Alaba on the ball. He's got a teammate in support through the middle in Paulinho. I'm running around the back here. A good chance here. Quick little fake Rabona. I'll try and play it towards the centre. And a really good chance if a Wire who controls, and it's blocked by Sakai and cleared by Stuttgart. That was the chance to win it. And because we forced so many bodies forward, now Stuttgart are running through. If they win it from this is going to be ridiculous. It's the number 33 on the ball, and Paulinho tackles, and still a chance here. Cross comes into the centre. Rudiger tries to head it, but Lahm gets it behind, and it finishes 1-1. Both sides in the last 20 minutes just threw every single body forward, and either side could have won it there. A massive, massive block late on by Sakai, I think it was, and it does finish here. Stuttgart 1, Bayern 1. So a very, very exciting 90 minutes here. We do go into extra time, and incredible end to the game with both sides forcing their defenders forward. But either way, we go into extra time. I might be getting subbed off because I'm really, really tired, but we'll have to wait and see. This game will be settled tonight, and hopefully it'll be us, because I'm not playing my best right now, and we need some confidence back. I see Ribery in some space, and I'll play it inside to him, and Ribery in the area turns his man and gives it off to Dante. Great block, and Wirac will turn it in, and we take the lead in the 100th minute. 10 minutes into extra time, and we retake the lead in this game. Played it through towards Ribery, offloads it towards Dante, shot saved by the goalkeeper, but it's turned in by the substitute, and it's 2-1 to Bayern. So good save initially from the goalkeeper from a tight angle, but it's turned in, and we do retake the lead. Thank goodness for that. Stuttgart 1, Bayern 2. Klein launches it long towards the number 33. One possible chance for Stuttgart late on here as he turns Alaba and crosses the ball into the centre. It's headed down, and Benatia clears, and that will do it. Final score here away in Stuttgart. Stuttgart 1, Bayern 2, and we are through to the quarterfinals of the German Cup. But it really, really was not our best of games, and once again for me, another subpar performance. Guardiola must be wondering what on earth has happened. You know, £38 million seemed like a great deal for me at the start of the window. When I came in, I started really, really well. I was scoring goals. I was still grabbing a couple of assists every now and then, but in this game, I was all over the place. I had absolutely no involvement at all. I did, you know, sort of get involved for our second goal, but either way, just not a good enough performance. And right now, the confidence is lacking. My performances just aren't good enough. And, you know, these are the games now I've been dropped where I need to perform and show Guardiola I deserve a spot back in the first 11. But when I'm playing like that, I may be getting dropped indefinitely. But regardless, at least we're through to the quarterfinals of the German Cup. That is the most important thing. And we do return to winning ways. But that does end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of My Player, then please do leave a like. And I'll see you for the next episode of My Player very soon.